No music, please. No music, no thinking, no. Okay. Music.
Looks like a way out. But I can't climb this ice.
You mislead me. Now here, of course I found
you poor bastard.
80.
At least I won't stay trapped in this cave.
Sorry dude, make a statue on you. Oh. Where's Daisy? No music. Happy music. I disable the music. It comes alone, I have to climb. I have to climb. Almost. Finally. Oh, I'm gonna die. Because it's too cold. What the hell am I? Where is the black there?
The black smoke. I'm getting closer. Oh, Leonore.
No answer.
I can see the lockbox. It's empty. The crash must have broke open. All the case files, all the information. My diary. You have to find him. You have to find everything.
Oh, okay.
If anyone comes, Stanley. If anyone comes,
they
can't find out who we are.
Why not?
Bollocks. All this time, we've been so careful.
Don't you go find them. Let me be in peace.
Oh, what now?
What?
My God.
What?
No.
What? Oh, they're right there. Oh, there. Where am I?
Earthquakes now. This fucking island is trying to kill me.
I know. Any secrets here? Any cool stuff in here? Oh, cool stuff. Many boxes. Maybe for the black smoke? Maybe the black smoke. Welcome.
Thin ice.
And
I've got to be careful.
I walk slow.
The summers in Munich are beautiful. The palazzas are full of tourists, so Stanley and I blend right in. But even in the sea of anonymous faces, we have to be careful. Today, I was sitting in the park with my lunch when this young man with a big fancy camera came up to me. He was handsome and stylish, a real artsy type, and he asked if he could take some photos of me. Obviously, I had to say no. But then he said something that caught me off guard. He said that my eyes were the saddest he'd ever seen. Of course they are, I said. I'm Irish. I left everything on the bench and disappeared into the crowd.
Okay. No, I'm cold. I'm gonna die. I'm cold. Run. Yes. Oh, it's smoke through here? More than smoke. Who's smoke? Nice. No, nice. Nice. That's the stuff.
Stanley took me to this lovely old tree on the cliffs overlooking the sea. It was just the perfect spot. Then I saw there were notches carved into the trunk. I pointed them out to him and asked him how many other girls had he brought here. Stanley laughed and said when he was just a lad, he and his dad would come to the same spot for picnics, and Paddy would notch the tree to show how much Stanley had grown. I turned as red as a beetroot and muttered some kind of apology. When we sat down to eat lunch, I saw another notch at the base of the tree. When I asked him what that one was for, he winked and said, Margaret Kane.
What?
If she...
Oh. Because I'm dead now. Yes, I'm dead. Yep, I'm dead. Can you jump to the ice? Of course not. Oh, faster. Okay.
Another page from our journal.
Mother's crying in the next room. She says it's because she's happy, but I don't believe her. My father is getting out of prison. My friends protest the unlawful imprisonments, but I wish they'd kept Michael O'Shea locked up forever. Life in prison isn't long enough for him. It would kill my mother if she ever read this. What if Michael ever read it? Would it kill him? Or would he kill me? Well, the violence didn't stop when he was on the inside, but at least when I read about something terrible in the paper, I knew my father wasn't the cause. But now, God help us all.
How many pages there is? You'll not catch all the page. No. There, go there. Back there. Let me try. Okay, go there. I see. Friendly to me. Not betray me. Yes, mustache. Oh, nice. Yes. Another page.
Mother begged me not to go, but I assured her it was a peaceful rally. Molly wouldn't go with me. She was afraid the army would show up. So I dragged Stanley with me. I thought for sure he'd want to be there because his father was one of the speakers. Paddy Whitaker was an electrifying presence. People were cheering and clapping as he spoke about the end to the violence, a peaceful end to the troubles. He spoke with such conviction, I nearly wept. But when I looked over at Stanley, he was wearing fucking headphones and messing with his cassette player. He said he'd heard it all before. I couldn't believe it. He has no idea how lucky he is.
Home.
First the shelter, now this lock. I've got to find a way through.
What the hell is this? Right. 1, 2, 20. No? Do anything.
I don't believe it. Those numbers from the journal. This makes no sense.
No, enter. The trap. I cannot not move away. Mouse was locked. When does zero come from? These are? There's only these pages. Now go back. Let me beat myself first. Slowly, calmly, discipline, thoughts, instead, happy thoughts, left behind, thoughts, video. Yeah. Remember that these break.
Another bunker.
Oh me.
Shit. I'll never break through that ice.
Like me.
can't stop thinking about the dream. We were flying in the plane, but I wasn't afraid. I was giddy with excitement because we were flying back to Ireland. Stanley dove the plane so fast I could feel my stomach floating, and we were laughing like we haven't laughed in ages. As we dipped out of the clouds and swooped in over the ocean, I could see the white cliffs and green hills. Stone walls and hedges divided the patchwork fields dotted with livestock. And our tray welcoming us home. Then I woke up in this hot, filthy room, dripping with sweat. Stanley's still sleeping. No nightmares, thank God. Maybe it's my turn.
Oh, I tell you what, I have nightmares. It's amazing.